My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Shadows over Loathing, where in the end of the last episode, we have solved Ms. Brewster's troubles. In particular, someone's been murdered in her wayward home for traveling salesmen, and we are here to solve the murder by letting her know who the occultist is, who I suspect to be in room 3B. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Alright, shall we gather everyone together at the scene of the crime so you can do a dramatic reveal like the novels?
Sure, yeah, if you want.
I must say, this whole murder business is simply dreadful. But it's the most interesting thing to happen in here for years.
Uh-huh. You head up to 3C, and after a few minutes, Ms. Brewster meets you up there with a salesman in tow. Alright, well, I suppose you're all wondering why I've called you here today. I assume it was so you could headless who did the murder?
Yeah, that was my guess too.
Right. Yep. The guy in 3B. Right, yeah. As we can see by the weird circle on the floor, this killing probably had occult significance. Therefore, the most likely candidate is the occult's good salesman, who is... The guy in 3C.
That's this room, the victim's room.
Sorry, what I meant to say was... What? What I meant to say was 3B, and I accidentally hit the wrong one. After all of that work! What I meant to say was, suddenly the wardrobe door flies open, and a salesman jumps out.
Haha! I got you all full pretty good!
What the? Who the heck are you?
I'm the victim! I sell jokes and gags and stuff. How do you feel about my new giant fake rubber pool of blood? Isn't it a scream?
Oh my god.
Here, let me give you something for being a good sport, kid. Wear it in good health.
You got an item, the foot's ring. Makes you more likely to encounter traveling salesmen, the Fraternal Order of Traveling Salesmen. Which is difficult to make out at small size, but it might be a farmer's daughter on the insignia. Ugh. I know! I knew it! I knew the thing, though! Okay, so I kind of collapsed out of embarrassment for a little moment there, and then paused the episode, and then went away, and then I had some food, and then a couple of days passed, and now it's now. Look, it took a bit to get over that. I knew they were... I can't do it to myself again. I'm just gonna immediately pass back out, and then we're gonna turn up another couple days later, but... I knew where they were. I knew it is what... I'm retconning this mentally right now. I got it. I gave the correct answer, and the quest gave me whatever it gave me, and then I used the item, and it's gone. That's how I'm gonna be mentally working through this one. Denial. Alright. Let's go into the bathroom. I think that might be appropriate at this point. There you go, you return the key to Mrs. Brewster. After unlocking the bathroom, this is where traveling salesmen do their most important business. I'm going to flush their most important business. Hooray! And gain 15 experience for having done so. It's a full-height dressing mirror, which I will check myself out in. I am not... Wait, actually, hang on. We're not smiling at the moment. We're all wearing shades. I don't know. A big smile with shades seems sinister, whereas a very slight smile with shades seems also sinister. I think shades are just sinister. It's a trove of tinctures and toiletries, unguents, oils, and salves. There we go. Rhino Balm! No balm! It was on the screen! There was another one there as well. Rhino Balm. And Gauze Pads. Rhino Balm, I am imagining, yes, is a muscle potion. It's a muscle rub made from the toe jam of endangered rhinoceri. You've already taken enough advantage of the communal grooming supplies. Ms. Brewster probably bought this bathtub off of one of her boarders. Gonna fish out of it. Reeling a big one. Some nasty goo, alright. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep going until I get some good goo. A handful of dirty water, okay, that's slightly less bad goo. Now pristine goo. A glob of wet hair, looks like you've caught everything that was in here. The glob of wet hair reduces an enemy's muscle, mysticality, and moxie all by 5. This would be disgusting even if it wasn't wet. Yeah, but it's more disgusting than it is. There are a lot of, like, I would definitely pick up a ball of hair with just my hands and be fine with it. Like, yeah, it's not great, but as soon as a single drop of moisture makes its way into the aerospace within 200 wide kilometers of this radius, absolutely not. If the humidity is above 10%, I'm not touching hair. It's good old Obi. He gives you a smooth nod because of course he does. That's how Obi do. I think we are now complete of everything we need to do in the Brewstery. Unless, of course, I maybe want to go quickly upstairs and have one last discussion. No, with the mystery solved, there's nothing worth going upstairs for. Apparently the traveling salespeople, not worth going upstairs to talk to. It's time for us to continue upon our missions, so let's reacquaint ourselves with them. To do, either bribe the guys, of course, but we're looking for cigarettes for the Restless Spirited Augustus Dirch's factory. We're also looking to use one more of our cola grenades. I know something that stands out to me. I mean, I do have a couple more hats. Oh, I actually, when traveling there, I was thinking of going and getting my hats photographed for 30 meter piece, but we turn a street corner and duck behind a mailbox just in time to avoid being spotted, rather, by 3 Tin Lizzies who are either squatting on a stoop or stooping on a squat. I'm gonna eavesdrop on them.
I'm bored. When was the last time we had a good rumble? It's been ages, but we got a non-aggression pact with the Doughboys. Big Liz wouldn't like it if we messed that up. What about the Glocklins? Want to fight some of them? They're too weird.
You can't understand what she's saying. I'm gonna lean in.
What? I can't hear you with that helmet on. Are you eating something under there?
Sandwich.
I'm gonna give them what they want.
A fight.
Specifically... Ooh, baby, they're doing sleaze damage. I've got sleaze defense. I'm gonna give them a fight here specifically because I want to throw a dubious cola grenade at them. Shake and throw. Boom. And then I think even I have the ability to throw a rock if I want to. I have the ability to do an orchestra strike, which will not end our turn. And my sleaze gun is doing 9 sleaze damage. I sleaze. Okay. I'm gonna go for an orchestra strike against 1 sleaze hit against Copper Daisy the Welder. Taking her out instantly. Gideon, no! I mean... is hot damage worth a damn right now? Certainly bleeding isn't. I'm gonna throw some extra damage at the dancing tentacle. Unfortunately, it's increased all of its allies' stats by 4. Which does actually seem... maybe sub-ideal for us? Not sure it'll change the outcome, though. Okay, let's use another orchestra strike to immediately take out the greaser. Oh, this makes less damage against the dancing tentacle. They don't intend to buff next round, they are just doing 4 sleaze damage themselves, but ideally not leaving them alive. Will prevent them from doing it ever again. Also, we are at the point where all of these wrenches basically do nothing to us. Yeah, look at that wee bop. Barely any damage at all. Okay. throw a single rock, and the rest of these, I mean, honestly, if I could just hit a button that says auto-resolve the rest of this battle at this point, I would. Because it kind of does just flow on from here until the end. Is there a way to increase combat speed, maybe? Combat speed 300%, yes! I'm gonna go map speed 200% as well. Oh, that's what we were looking for. Okay, everything looks a little weird like this, certainly, but I think this is definitely worth its while. There we go. Concealing yourself behind a trash bin, you wait until the Tin Lizzies regain consciousness and limp away, and quietly tail them to their back alley chop shop. That is presumably their gang hideout. Back alley chop shop is a fun thing to say. Agreed. Location unlocked, the Thin Lizzy's chop shop. We also get Gideon the Finch stronger and 7 HP. I'm gonna investigate the chop shop. You manage to sneak up to the Thin Lizzy's hideout without anyone noticing. You aren't gonna stay unnoticed for long though. This place is crawling with Lizzies. Unless your first move is to turn tail and run, I guess. I mean, I did just throw the final grenade that I need to throw at the moment. Wait, St. Polycarp's. The match. An elderly man with thick eyeglasses shuffles up to you with a determined expression. Before you can react, he shoves some meat into your mouth and shouts into your ear. Operator! Operator, get my worthless son on the line! Mister, I'm still not a payphone. That's what the last payphone said, and I'm not buying it still. Let me talk to my picture. Look at this, son. We've seen this before, so I'm now just gonna skip past that dialogue for the rest of the times it appears. Alright, wait. Please don't disturb the altar. It's down here? Hey! There's one candle left unlit. And I've got a match. I light the candle. Hopefully this doesn't preclude you cursing the darkness later if you feel like it. And gain 3 experience for it. Is it gonna change the state of anything down here? Does not look like it has. Donk Huffabee, Charles Wallace. I mean, we also don't know anything about Donk Huffabee. I wonder if maybe they'll appear in the future. I mean, all of the rest of the people on that list we have interacted with or are. One of those 2 options. Let's go to Plunkett Street. As you're walking past one of the city's many disused public urinals, you notice that one has been filled up with ice cubes. As you investigate further, for some reason, you notice that one of them isn't an ice cube at all, but a frozen rock. Collect it. Frosty Flakes. Call Surplus Store and Herschel. Hi. Oh man. You're an episode 2 voice, my man. What's your voice?
Hello. How's the grenade project coming?
I threw all 6 of them, and 3 of them blew up in my face.
3 out of 6 isn't too bad. I think I can still sell them. In exchange for your research, I'll give you a discount from now on.
How much of a discount?
200 meat in total savings across all future purchases. Here you go.
This seems less like a discount, more like a flat reward.
I just don't like doing arithmetic.
You gain 10 experience. Let's see what's for sale. Yeah, I was never gonna buy any of the rest of these. I am glad that it wasn't actually a discount, because I did already buy the most expensive stuff in this store, very specifically. Happy as always, of course, to have the additional money, though. We have much higher Moxie now. 6 Moxie. And we have the ability to bamboozle. Do I have someone I can bamboozle in the speakeasy? I seem to recall maybe there was a Moxie check in here that I was incapable of at the time. Hey Dan, your spittoon is kind of inconvenient. Nah, baby, that spittoon isn't for spitting in. That's gone out of style now that mass-produced cigarettes are readily available anyway. No, that's a bona fide historical artifact. What? Really? That's right. Belonged to a famous adventurer from Frisco right before the turn of the century. Really? Who? Well, nobody's exactly sure. A lot of people think it belonged to Mumflum Humperdinck. It's a strong theory, but if there's one thing we know about that cat, it's that he loved spittoons. But of course, other people say it belonged to a fella by the last name of Thernleon. A whole lot of other people claim it belonged to, and a whole lot of other people, but there was one thing we know for sure about this spittoon, and whoever it was, they didn't use it for spitting into you. They wore it as a hat. What? Ooh, gross! Right? They sure got into some weird stuff back then. Yeah, no kidding. Thernleon? North Thernleon? Yeah, I don't need any drinks there, thank you muchly. Gabby is dancing up a storm. Was it, no, hobo check that I'd already done over there? No, I don't think it was a moxie check in this area.
I'll find you, rogue moxie check. If it's the last thing I do.
I could have sworn it was in the building somewhere. If it's not here, I'm just gonna absolutely make my way elsewhere. It's an underground press. You got an item, underground newspaper. What? Excuse me? This was printed in an underground secret newspaper office. It's more of a manifesto, specifically calling out the government's suppression of the local newspaper and the importance of a free press. There's also an amusing but puzzling cartoon about a dog arresting a mouse for throwing a brick at a cat's head, which the cat didn't seem to mind? Interesting. Had that been made since I was last here? An ominous, vaguely person shape on the ground. Alright then. I think the moxie check is in here somewhere, but I failed to find it. I'll be back for you, moxie check, if it's the last thing I do. You know where I know there is a moxie check though? Up here at the hobo camp. Ah, right, it's time for a busk. Sure. Oh, good idea. I'm down for a free lunch. Hey. Wait, what's your voice?
Hey now, took me years of practice to learn to toot this horn that ain't free, savvy?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I'm sorry.
Nah, no worries. Now let's go put the swing in this cat's step.
You pass the hat while Obi belts out some tunes, and the two of you split the take afterwards. You get 15 meat for it. I know that there is a bamboozlery I can occur here. It's Johnny, king of the hobos. So what can I do for you, Ryan? I remember Johnny's voice at least. Can you teach me some hobo code, bud? Ah, yes. According to the Hobo Code, I am of course obliged to exist. But first, let me test you. Convince me of your worthiness and I shall grant you a boon. I'm gonna bamboozle you. You know, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I already know all the hobo code. In fact, I should be testing you. Oh, really? Okay, hotshot, go ahead. What's the symbol for a public bathroom? Oh, that's an easy one. Hey, you won't scam me that easily. You're trying to get me to tell you it's a rectangle with a crescent moon in it so you can pretend that you knew all along. Well, shucks. You got me. Guess you better ask me instead. Huh, so what is the symbol for a public restroom then? I think it's a rectangle with a crescent moon. Oh, well, you got it right. So I guess you've earned yourself a boon. Great! King Johnny takes out a small notebook, writes a glyph in it, and hands you a page. What's this? That is the hobo code symbol for boon. It's one of my favorite jokes. I wish I got to use it more often. Hobo code knowledge has increased. Thanks. So about those secret plans. You are practically a stranger here. I apologize, but I cannot jeopardize operational security. Ah, shucks. Where are you from? Hoboken. Of course you are. And that's not enough? Telling you that I've heard of Hoboken, and that I agree that you are probably from there. That's not enough to get you to tell me about your secret plans? What about Moxie check in this room? It's all Greek to me. No, it just doesn't seem like there is one there. And no additional hobos? Alright, fine. I'm just checking previous areas again and again and again at this point, but I know there was a 5 Moxie test somewhere. And I need to know. You notice a strange discolored patch. It's a ley line intersection. Goldthwaite Park's looking good. It was clearly none of these rooms. Was it in the Lepidopatorium? I think it may have been. There we go. This is what I wanted. Thank you. Plain sword leaf! There's a really sharp stalk of that you could take if you wanted to be careful. Sure, sword leaf sword. That's what we pick up. Deals your Moxie +2 physical damage and causes a bleeding. Very, very good weapon here. Didn't know it was going to be a good weapon, but I did presume. And presuming only makes Breeze out of Sue and me, so that's completely fine. You're allowed to do that. Nothing more to fish out of, nothing more that needs it. Good. I mean, if I am here, I may as well make sure that I am certain there is nothing I need to ever come back for. Maintenance department. Okay, there's no secret hidden off-screen signs down here. No, got it. About to leave for the final time, Science Center. You want to tell me something new? This is actually where I could use some of the stuff that I have gained so far, not created so far, gained so far, in order to create some better potions here. So these are powerful potions for increases to melee weapon attacks and muscle, as well as mysticality and stuff. I mean, if I had the Moxie version of that, I may craft it at the moment, but instead I think I'll go for basic, and I'm gonna make a luminous toothpaste as well as a weightlifting chalk. Just to make sure I have the ability to manipulate any of the rest of those tests. Because right now, yeah, I am basically only Moxie. That's all I have. Alright. Let's get on out of here, I think. Something about those pointy rocks by Margaret. That was graffitied. We'll wander into the woods. We could head our way to Hiram's. Don't believe there are any checks there that I need to worry about. Boardwalk. That would mostly just be trading hats at this point. We could solve something with mysticality. Unfortunately, I don't have the mysticality for it. And again, more mysticality here against the Glocklins. Before you can actually turn the corner, you hear 2 Glocklins playing their high-pitched plinkety glockenspiels extremely loudly. By the time you actually get up to them, well, you're not totally deaf, but you wish you were. Jeez, you two, can you tone it down a bit? Ha! Tone it down, sir. Whatever. Up, Tom. Then they start playing even louder. It's almost as if someone loaded a Tommy gun with pixie dust and shot you through the ears. I'm gonna surrender. You get, in fact, sprained elbow. Ow, my elbow. You barely have time to react as the ground shakes and shudders violently without warning, and then in bursts a rain of earth as several large slimy tentacles force their way out of the ground, writhing and twisting and groping at their surroundings. Incidentally, the reaction you barely had time to make was, ah! Fight them. Absolutely, and of course. It is my duty to free the world of these. I'm gonna go for an orchestra strike on one, and then I'm gonna swing at another. A single hot lick to finish off the swing. Oh. That's okay. Honestly, I probably could have just kept clicking the attack button the entire way through that fight and that would have been completely okay. You won! They're gonna need 10 of those things if they want to tackle you. 10 tackles. 5 experience and 18 meat. You follow a trail of disturbed earth and cracked pavement from the place where the tentacles popped out of the ground to the place presumably where they popped in. And by presumably, I mean obviously, because it's a place. The place is a house with slimy, wriggling tentacles poking out of all of its holes.
Did you have to phrase it that way?
Location unlocked, tentacle house, and yes, I did. Let's investigate that house. Wow. Are you sure? Yeah? Okay, it's your super gross funeral. Oh yeah, let's get eldritch. Alright, let's just make sure there's nowhere else I need to be. Either someone's pet kraken escaped, or someone opened a portal to the Waggle dimension. Ugh. I'm gonna go inside. Oh my god, really? Don't judge me. It seems like this house used to be quite nice. Tall ceilings, rather, nice wallpaper, fancy molding everywhere. Now, however, the wallpaper is peeling, the plaster is crumbling, and there's tentacles poking out everywhere. It's a real fixer-upper. Hello? Anyone call for a tentacle exterminator? I don't think anyone called for a tentacle exterminator. But if you do want to do some pro bono extermination anyway, I don't think there's going to be anyone here to stop you. Well, except maybe the tentacles. Let's go! This toilet is old and damaged, but it appears to still be functional. I'm going to flush it for 20 experience. The sink has a cracked bowl and a grubby tap. I investigated and look at that, someone lost a ring in the drain. Fortunately, your fingers are long enough just to grab it. It is a snake tooth ring. When you apply poison, you apply 3 extra. The tooth is just a delivery mechanism. The venom is actually stored in the ring part. Ah, yes. This bathtub is filled with a fluid you'd rather not consider. I'll consider it fished pretty soon. Pull out the salty fishing rod and gain for ourselves a glob of wet hair. Ah. Okay, that's our entrance exit sart. Got it? Got it? Oh, swell. A massive colony of roaches is in the walls. This house is a real peach. The stove's remarkably clean on the outside, but I'll check the inside. Ah, yes! All the filth is on the inside. That makes sense, I guess. These tentacles must have been in the mood for a snack. I'm gonna give them a fight instead. And yeah, we are well and truly within the realm where I'm just gonna click the flip button until the enemies die. You sliced them and you diced them! You gain 5 experience and 18 meat. There is exactly 1 drawer left intact. Do you want to try fishing here? I'm gonna check it first. Jackpot! It was a junk drawer. You gain the choicest bits. There's some junk mail. Junk is a new technology that allows trash to be distributed everywhere so that everyone can share the effort of throwing it away, and another match, replacing our earlier one. Now it's time to get fishing. A wise person said that fishing is not a good use of time, but that person probably didn't have as much spare time as you do. And we caught a chunk of gristle, which we'll throw into our fish sack. Fish sack tends to just be filled with things that we can afford to immediately sell. Another chunk of gristle, beautiful. I'll take anything, I need money. That's what we were doing this whole time. You got an item, tentacle seed. Combat item. The company that sells these things has never done a satisfactory job of explaining why. You grow a tentacle too. Aid you in combat, that's cool. I just love the phrasing of that. This refrigerator almost certainly contains horrors beyond your reckoning. Give me them. Ah, no, horrors, just some very old food. Nasty old leftovers, 3 of those, extremely useful combat item. 3 tentacles have erupted from the floorboards here. I'm going to interrupt the erupters. I'm gonna hit the E button until they're all deceased. Nice. 3 down, God knows how many to go. 5 experience, 16 meat, and Gideon the Finch grows stronger. The door is locked. The dead keep it. Go up the rickety stairs to the 2nd floor. I think seems like a good idea to me. We're probably going to find the key at the very top, right? Empty, but for a single hanger. A wire coat hanger, that is. You're not sure why anyone would want to wear a coat made of wire, but whatever. The 2nd story is also infested with tentacles. Now there are only 9. Now 8. I mean, Obi the Obo Hobo almost got knocked down.
Hey pal, let's chew the fat a bit.
Obi gives a low whistle and waggles his fingers.
Oh boy, the old digits are getting a workout.
You need a break?
Heck no, my friend, I'm just getting limbered up. Anyone fixing to cut rough with us is gonna get a real earful.
Obi's moxie increases by 1. Hell yeah. Good work, buddy. You can't even begin to guess what kind of furniture this was.
Sure I can.
Okay then, Smarty Parts. What do you think it was? It was a bergère. Incorrect. It was a Windsor chair then. Incorrect. Guess again. A bench? Wrong. Was it a bureau? Wrong. Guess again. Was it a nightstand? Wrong. A hope chest? Wrong. I think it was a bookshelf. Obviously, it was a love seat. Was it a tea cart? Was a... How about a hall tray? No, was it... What about a wardrobe? No, dang. Was it an easel? Was it a tuffet? A Murphy bed? An armoire? A tansu? An escritoire? A nightstand? A vitrine? I think it was an armchair. Alright, I'm gonna give up. Told you couldn't guess. Yeah. This nightstand is mercifully tentacle-free. Told ya. The top drawer is filled with dirty handkerchiefs. Ugh. And you find a jewelry box and a key in the bottom one. The jewelry case, a small jewelry box, which will come in handy if you need to move some jewelry from place to place and don't want to wear it on the trip. And the Tentacle House key. You found this key in a nightstand at Tentacle House. I mean, I'm assuming that that is going to be the appropriate key for downstairs. This door is barred from the other side. If the bar is anything like the rest of this house, though, it won't take much to break. 5 muscle, though, which I'm not certain is within my realm at this point in time. If I wanted to spend some experience, though, get strong back and strong embouchure, that would be 2 extra muscle. And then I would only really need to change some of my clothing to be able to break it down, right? Let's have a look at our inventory. I would be looking to maximize my muscle. So yeah, I have a food and a potion for it, which would take us all the way up to 5. Only problem is obviously I'm gonna have to jettison my current buffs. Unfortunately, those are the only things that I have that will even affect this, though. Alright, fine. Let's have a look at what our current perks are. Or other effects. So, booze. Booze is different to potion. And actually, I am currently only using sleaze and stench armor for my potion and food. That sleaze armor is really, really helpful, and it's... Actually, that sleaze armor is really, really helpful, specifically against the tin lizzies. So I do want to go and take out the tin lizzies before I lose the rest of this sleaze armor. But then we shall return here with more muscle than we've ever seen before and blast this door down in a single swift punch. But until such a time, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game. This has been Shadows over Loathing. Top left is the series playlist, YouTube recommendation, down below stream pass, are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays and are above the thank tier. A special thanks this episode to 3D. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves and hopefully see you all next time.